Hey, Shalom, Shalom. This is your brother Quadar of GMS Gulf Coast. And I'd like to start by giving infinite honor and praise to the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors are given up to the apostle elders of Great Millstone, men who have labored and suffered in this truth for over 30 plus years, making their lives and their bodies a living sacrifice. I also like to send a shalom to the bishop, elders, heads of camps of Great Millstone by and large, as well as Akim, not named Great Millstone, but walking one body, one spirit in Yahweh Shai, preaching and teaching 100% truth with all faith, diligence, and in order. Last but not least, I'd like to send a shalom to the hopefully elected 1/3 of the nation of Israel, scattered throughout the four winds of planet Earth, north, south, east, and west, which consist of men, women, and children in that order. To you all, shalom. Hey, you see it, becoming nobody. And this is in the spirit. Lord willing, Abaratasa, Lord willing, is be edifying. Because in the spirit, I just was thumbing through my YouTube, seeing what videos I was going to watch, a couple of videos that I like to watch nightly, dealing with the apostle elders and the elders and brothers from the camp. And just in the spirit, I just stopped right here. This is the spirit. This is the Rakakodash speaking. And as the apostle elder Aramla likes to say, you got to strike when the iron is hot. So, and as we are watching the unraveling of this man's society, of his queendom, as the Lord take it down by pulling the threads, pulling the bonds, the glue loose that they have with one another, being confederate against the children of Israel, used to call blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. As we watch the unraveling, as I like to call it, like I say in the spirit, man, becoming nobody. It's a documentary, going a 2019 documentary. Becoming nobody. Lord willing, in a very short while, he's going to be a nobody. He's going to be a nobody. And this is spiritual. As we in this truth, beginning with our apostle elders, on down to brothers such as myself, we don't believe in circumstances, or like we don't believe in coincidences. This is spiritual. Becoming nobody. Because ultimately in the scriptures it says that this man is going to be nobody. It's going to be a nobody. It's lucky. Let's see. Let's read it here. Becoming nobody. This is Obadiah chapter 1. And it reads, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh. That word rumor goes into an announcement. We have heard an announcement from the Lord Yahweh. And an ambassador is sent amongst the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. And the her is Edom. Verse 2 it says, behold, I have made thee small amongst the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thy heart had deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And this is where he comes from. As the scriptures say, whose habitation is high, who dwelleth in the cliffs of the rocks. This is a picture of Mount Seir. Today I think they call it Petra. This is the ancestral homeland of the so-called white man. So when the scriptures, see, the scriptures are right. The scriptures are exact. And people like to say this is a fairy tale book. Man wrote that book. You know what I'm saying? All of the excuses that they make to try to discredit the scriptures. Did it not read that who dwelleth in the cliffs of the rocks? And the blue letter, that word cliffs, goes into a place of concealment, retreat. Let's see what it says right there. Strong's definition, from an unused root meaning to take refuge, a rift in rocks, cliff. Let's get the Google definition. Phrases containing cliff, cliff dweller. But here's the definition. It reads: a very steep, vertical, or overhanging face of rock, earth, or ice. Let's get back to the scripture, shall we? Because he's running out of time. He's becoming nobody. Back in Obadiah 1 and 2, and it reads, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thy heart, going into their minds, have deceived thee. And with this great reset, the NWO, and all the other catchy phrases that they say going into this new world that they think that they're going to be ruling in. The pride of their heart, that the pride of their minds have deceived thee, has deceived them, that dwelleth in the cliffs of the rocks. And we just looked at the homeland, their ancestral homeland, Mount Seir. Looks like the White House. Looks like the Capitol building. Look like some of them Pantheons in ancient in Italy over there. It says, thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will he bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh. Yeah, with the satellites and so-called space stations. It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, reading again, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh. And I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna jump down to verse 8, and it reads. It says, shall not in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom. And see, I'm just jumping down because, I'm jumping to that verse mainly because all the little slick tricks that they have been pulling over over planet Earth, over all the other kingdoms of the planet since they've been in rulership, it's not working anymore. It's not working anymore. And all the little slick the plans, like that ordeal that's going on over there in the land, in our homeland, Israel, and the talking points that are going out by those ish people backed by the United States, claiming that them Palestinians, Hamas and them are using the Palestinian civilians as human shields and whatnot. That's the same old talking points that they put out anytime they want to go in to destroy places. Go look at the research, the war on terrorism. They said that ISIS will be doing the same thing. They always put out these certain talking points, or they're going to be used as human shields. You know, ISIS is going to be using the people of Iraq or Afghanistan as human shields. So expect high casualties amongst the civilian population. That's why I jumped to verse 8, and it reads again, Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding out of the mount of Esau? They don't understand that these things, and I'm just using this for layman's term, to my, their pride, the pride of their heart, the pride of their own understanding, quote unquote. They don't understand that the same old playbook that they've been playing off over these 7-8 generations, decades at going to war, they use the same talking points over and over. That whoever they have demonized and dehumanized and has marked as their enemy, meaning the Ish people in the United States, they always regurgitate the same talking points before they go in and make a bloody mess of the civilian population of that people that they have deemed to be the enemies. So they have already put out the talking points for the talking heads to speak. There's going to be plenty of civilian casualties because ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Hamas is going to be using the civilian population as human shields. The Lord has destroyed the wise men of Edom. That done played out. Everybody sees this. That's why he's becoming nobody. This is a rudimentary. This is a foundational meaning, a foundational example, Slakia, of why he is becoming nobody. All his lies, his tricks, and whatnot have played out. Played out. He like a video game, you already know what they're gonna do before they do it. That's why the Lord said, I've made him small amongst the heathen. You're very despised. Amongst these heathen nations, he's despised. And you got to ask yourself, why is the United States always bagging these people? Mind you, no matter how terrible or horrible the atrocities that they push on those so-called Palestinians, mind you, disclaimer, that has nothing to do with us, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, mainly the 1/3 of the nation of Israel. But I just want to bring out a point. What is it that those Ish people have on the United States that no matter what those Ish people do, the United States unequivocally gonna back them, even when there's over 3,600 children being killed in one bombing instance. I'm talking about, no, we're not one bombing instance, doing a bombing campaign. If you look at the land of Israel and the Palestinian and the Gaza area there, and look at Nagasaki or Hiroshima, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But yet, the United States bagged these people. Now, you got to ask yourself, what is it that they have on the United States that the United States can't stand up to Israel? I can tell you what they have on them. Prophecy. It says in Jeremiah the 50th chapter, around about the 45th verse, that the least of them shall draw her out. In other words, the United States can't help but to do what they're doing because the Lord prophesied that they were going to do what they're doing. Let's keep reading, because as we are watching his kingdom unravel, he is becoming nobody. It says, verse 8 again, I just had to give you that tidbit of history, to give an explanation why I jumped to verse 8. So shall I not in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding out of the mount of Esau, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. becoming nobody. Because when they do what they do to you, when this so-called white man does what he does to you, come in there and bomb and slaughter you, rape, rob, and enslave you, you understand? He first had to make you what? You had to become nobody so that the world wouldn't be up in arms about this great atrocity being perpetrated on these people. You understand? The Nazis did it against the so-called Ish people. They they did propaganda war against them and demonized them in so-called in the public of those Germans during the Second World War, making them become nobody. So when the so-called slaughter was done to them, nobody was supposedly up in arms. So the same thing has to happen to them. They must drink of the same cup. They must become nobody. He coined that in his movie. He's seen it. Becoming nobody. Back in Obadiah 1:9, and it reads, it says, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, be confused, be scared, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Coming into that state of becoming nobody, his ultimate end is that he's going to be cut off forever. This is Job. There's a little more history dealing with these knuckle dragging cave maggots that are becoming nobody. I'm going to read this and then I'm going to jump back into Obadiah. And it reads, Job 30 and I'm going to jump at verse 5. I'm going to jump down to verse 5. And it reads, they were driven forth from among men. This is what's going to happen to them in the end. They're going to get rounded up. They're going to get rounded up, thrown in the damn pits, and they're going to be visited after many days. We're going to grab that too. I think it's Isaiah, yeah. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as they cried after them as after a thief. They dwell in the cliffs of the valleys and the caves of the earth. And we seen that picture of Mount Seir. In the caves, you remember that commercial? It's so easy a caveman can do it. It was so easy to take over planet Earth that a caveman can do it. But we know that the Lord had given it to him. It says, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks, among the bushes they bray. Under the nettles they were gathered together. And when you go into that word bray, is like a donkey. Bray, making donkey noises and whatnot, like animals. And mind you, whenever you be out in the outing with these so-called white folks at a baseball game, soccer game, football game, wherever, they like to woo, woo. They still do that to the day. They modified it somewhat by, making that old woo sound. But that's a form of braying. You can't get away from your nature. You're turning back into nobody. It says, among the bushes they bray, making them donkey noises. Under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. Base men. This is Daniel. Is it a focus here? I don't want to focus. This is Daniel chapter 17, and 4 and verse 17, and it reads, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, going to the prophets, the angels, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High Yahweh ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whosoever he will, and he sitteth up," check it out, "over it the basis of men," the same men that Job was talking about. The same men that Job was talking about. This man that is becoming nothing. Becoming nobody. Let's read. He said, "They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief. They dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Among the bushes they bray. Under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children." Let's see, they were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. They were viler than the earth. And this man is going to be eradicated. This vile, wicked man. His time has come. His day has come, saith the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua. This is back in Obadiah, and we're going to end it off in Obadiah. No. I got a couple more I need to grab because I mentioned it. This is Obadiah, back in Obadiah 1 and 15. It says, "For the day of the Lord Yahweh is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done it. As thou hast done it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head." All of that wickedness that he's done. Now, the campaign to be belittled, to made into a nobody, has begun. Yes, all his lies, like I said, all his little trickery, and he done used that same playbook over and over and over again that the Lord had made the generations to catch up with it now. Because from generation to generation, he can bring out the same lie because he had what you call a propaganda machine. His mainstream news platforms can always twist and make narratives out of things. And then over a period of time, he can change the names of who you are, from colored, blacks, Negroes, African Americans. But it has all caught up with him in the end. Just like you said, the Lord has taken the wisdom. There's no more wisdom amongst these people. That playbook done wore out. The Lord has sped up the time to now that the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, hell, even these damn heathens, have awakened to his lies and his treachery. It's a beautiful thing to see too. Now he's becoming nobody, just like his caption showed. Anyway, it says, "For as ye have drunken upon my holy mountain," and that word drunken goes into what a surely banquet feast. You have feast upon us. The holy mountain, that's going into Israel. Holy means separate. Stolen patents, ideas and everything. Made them your own. Made no account of our labor. Work a man till he dropped dead. Made over 2 centuries worth of profit off of slavery. Yeah, you've been partying. Now you're becoming nothing. And it's a beautiful thing to see. It says, for as ye have drunken upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as they had not been. Huh? See, this is going to be the ultimate end for this man. When it's all said and done, it's over. Once you have served your purpose, because it's not over for you. It's not over for you yet, Esau. It's not over for you, so-called white people. It's going to be over when you build the kingdom. Thus said the scriptures. Then you're going to be rounded up and like I say, put away forever. You think you're going to get away with all that? Like the scriptures say, you deceive yourself. You deceived. Anyway, yeah, you should swallow down. They shall. Should they have? Okay. It says, verse 17, but upon Mount Zion, it reads, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Jacob a flame. That's the northern and southern kingdom. Jacob, well, it's represent. That's Jacob represents the southern kingdoms, so-called blacks, and Joseph, he represents the northern kingdom. You know, Mexicans always, Puerto Ricans always down to Mexicans. And it reads, check this out, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them. Shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. Whoa. Who said it? For the Lord Yahweh, see in all caps, has spoken it. The Lord saying there'll be nothing remaining in you. Now let me get that scripture real quick. I said you're going to be visited. Slakia. It says you had drinking of that cup. Let me grab a few precepts to back that up real quick. Let's see. Real quick. Let's go to John. Let's go. Here we go right here. This is Jeremiah 49 and 12, and it reads, for thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Read it again. Jeremiah 49 and 12, for thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment, and they got was in parentheses, was not to drink of the cup, because the Lord had made a covenant with you. Understand? A covenant had been made with you. Going back into the book of Exodus, you have made a covenant with the Lord. Read it again. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. But you had to go through those curses. And you're still under them right now. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? See, they deceive. They think that, all that they're doing, they're going to get away with it. Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. Yeah, you're going to drink. You're going to get yours. And it reads right here, Jeremiah 51 and 7, it says, Babylon, a.k.a. America, had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, Yahweh's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. See, he becoming a nobody. They upset with you, Esau. This is Lamentations 4:21, and it reads, Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. That could be synonymous with America as well. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shall be drunken, and shall be made, and shall make thyself naked. So that little playbook, that's where it's going back into Obadiah, where the Lord said he's going to take the wisdom out of Edom. He being made naked. All them old lies, the Lord had made it well. The generations of those lies, you not being able to switch it up and do something different, you know what I'm saying? Just repackaging it, to my, like going into that human shields deal, to my, with Hamas using those Palestinians for human shields and whatnot. Man, that's an old playbook you've been playing for a long time, man. You can just go back to the war on terrorism. I want to get that one in Revelations. I think it's in Revelation. Real quick. I think it is. This is Revelation 14:10, and it reads, it says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Payback. It's the big payback. Yeah, the big payback. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. This is Revelations. This is one I was looking for, though. This is Revelation 18:6, and it reads, it says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, and the cup which she filled to her double. You're gonna get a double portion of what we got, slick ass devil. on your road to becoming nobody, you're gonna get a double portion of the cup what we had to deal with. So this is that scripture I was talking about, where it says, after many days they shall be visited. I don't know why that angle on it's getting that wide. I'm not finna mess with it. I'm gonna select you for this. Lord willing, you be edified. You can see what I'm bringing out. This is Isaiah, the 24th chapter, and it reads, and it's going into that, they're going to be visited after many days. After they get rounded up, these people that are becoming nobody, they're going to be brung down out of they high seat and be made real low on that road to becoming nobody. This is when they're going to truly be nobody. We're going to be trading places here in a minute. In verse 21, and it reads, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord Yahweh shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. Verse 22, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison. And after many days shall they be visited. In many days they shall be visited. We're going to close out with this one. I'm going to title this video, Becoming Nobody. And we've seen the caption of the people who are becoming nobody. This is Isaiah, the 14th chapter. I'm getting straight to the point, and it reads, it says, verse 20, and it reads, it says, but thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch. No, slack it. Verse 20, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slay thy people. What land is that? That land that they over there fighting about, claiming that they got ancestral rights to it? But we all know that that's not the land. Isaiah 14 and 20, thou shall not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Verse 21, and here's the kicker. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquities of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Again, we are watching them become nobodies. Becoming nobody. And that's the story of Esau Edom. Lord willing, this was edifying. I got a little kick out of that one. Lord willing, it was edifying to feed the lambs of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, to hopefully elect the 1/3 of the nation of Israel. All praises to the Most High Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua. Double honors to the apostle elders, great millstone. With that, Shalom.